Okay, so I was making another one of these fan fiction blogs, and I was just reading a story called Within Reach by Square Mom Lover. And that one was a fairly negative review. Like, that story kind of left me in a bad mood for a number of reasons, but anyway, I accidentally pressed close instead of stop imports. The entire video is eliminated. I mean, I could have made another video, but these things are supposed to be reactionary, so I didn't think that it would come across as authentic if I, redid the story and then just, um, read it again. And, quite frankly, I said I was in a bad mood by the end of the story, so I didn't want to, read it again because I knew it was going to put me in a bad mood. So this one looks promising though, so I'm hoping this story will be better. It's called Dating Troubles by Fullhomogems. Dating Troubles, I just like the title of that. It's very direct. You know what to expect by this. And I'm going to read the description right now, but I like the barista thing. I mean, two people falling in love in a coffee shop, one of them's a barista. That's one of my favorite fan fiction, things. I like that. There's another fan fiction that I really like to use that, but that's about, I think, like 7,000 words or 9,000 words, something like that. So it's way too long to make a video of. But anyway, enough, procrastinating. Let's get this over with. Pearl is a lonely gay who's been forced to go on a blind date of all things. But perhaps things will not go quite as planned, and she'll get the number of a certain cute, purple-haired barista, Pearl Methist. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a lot about Steven Universe. I know who Pearl is, but that's about it. And I'm assuming Methist is Amethyst. That's the only one I know. Again, I'm not familiar, so, yeah. Pearl fiddled nervously with the zipper on her jacket. It was a pink blazer type thing, and Pearl hadn't been in a date in, well, a long time. She had no idea what to wear, honestly. Actually, Pearl had no idea how to behave in front of a romantic prospect in general. She was completely content with being single, as are most people. Up till a certain age, they kind of want to get together with somebody. Sure, sometimes she felt like writing romantic vignettes to some beautiful girl, but none of her poems sounded right ever since she stopped writing them to Rose. Damn! Pearl didn't want to think about Rose and her flowing curls tinted with the most perfect pink. Ugh. Earlier that month, she had received an invitation in the mail to a certain Rose Diamond in Greg Universe's wedding. It had stung like a thorn. Fitting. Pearl chuckled bitterly. Rose and her thorns. I'm gonna let my dog out quickly. Anyway, I'm in a really good mood with the story so far, and it's only like the second paragraph, so that's a good sign. Anyways, Ruby and Sapphire, Pearl's almost sickeningly sweet friends, who were also an adorable couple, had basically forced her to get back out there, whatever that meant. Pearl had no interest in it. She wanted to stay home, choreograph tearful ballet routines, and clean her house. Making sure everything was neat calmed Pearl like nothing else could. It was a sort of coping mechanism, as usually Pearl's brain whirled with thoughts rushing around in a disconcerting blur. Hey, You want anything? Pearl jumped, surprised at her thoughts. She looked up to see a bored-looking employee of the coffee shop. The waitress had wavy, slightly tangled violet hair, cute dimples, and a gold nose ring. Pearl assumed she was Hispanic, and she desperately wanted to smooth out the knots in her long hair. Amethyst, that's what the woman's slightly askew name tag read, wore a beige apron with the name of the coffee shop. No thank you. I'm waiting for someone, Pearl told her awkwardly. The waitress seemed amused, and Pearl felt a hot blush creep across her face. It didn't help that Amethyst was quite cute, and here was Pearl making a fool of herself. Amethyst walked back to the cash register, and Pearl checked the time. Her date was supposed to be here 50 minutes ago. Pearl glanced down at the bouquet of pink and yellow tulips draped across her feet. Yes, she had brought flowers for her blind date. Pearl thought it would be a romantic gesture, and yet her date had not even arrived yet. 10 minutes later, Pearl had pretty much given up all hope. She had ordered green tea so as not to seem like a loser saying hello in a cafe, not even buying anything. She had texted Sapphire, who told her to just go home and that her so-called date was a piece of shit. Ruby probably texted the piece of shit part. Pearl stood up, ready to go home and feel lonely and unattractive. When she remembered her flowers, Pearl didn't want to bring them home. The bouquet would just serve as a constant reminder of her failed date. She glanced at Amethyst, who was staring blankly out the window, twiddling with her nose ring absent-mindedly. Suddenly, Pearl stood up, knees trembling with nerves slightly. She grabbed the bouquet and walked over to the counter. "Hello," Pearl ventured, voice quivering slightly. She couldn't believe what she was doing. "Oh, what's up? You want something else?" Amethyst asked, looking up. She had a mole right above the dimple that appeared when she grinned. She smiled a lot. Pearl knew this already. Well, my date didn't come, and I thought," Pearl trailed off, blushing again. "Would you like some flowers?" I'm liking this story so far. I mean, very immersive, very fun to read. And, um, well, one of my favorite bands is a band called Godflesh, and one of my favorite songs from them is a song called, um, I think it's called Don't Bring Me Flowers, but they got another song that's just called Flowers. And yeah. And then Skinny Puppy's got a song called Burnt Flowers Falling. A story that reminds me of one of my favorite songs can't be bad. Pearl placed the bouquet awkwardly on the countertop, nervously maintaining eye contact with the barista. Amethyst's face lit up. She practically beamed at Pearl, which made the uncomfort of giving her the flowers all worth it. I would probably use discomfort instead of uncomfort. But that's just me. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stop here right now, but yeah, this is a good story. I can definitely recommend it. Yeah. Made a good mood in the end, that so thumbs up. Keep writing, Fullhomogems. Keep writing. I like the ending line right here. Pearl felt a sudden urge to write a poem about the way Amethyst smiled.